Shopping events is a type of events that is relatively new to Second Life compared to other industries. They bear resemblance with shopping malls that used to gather a wide variety of brands under one roof. And they perform the same function of introducing residents to different creators and brands that have not been recognized before, or reinforcing already established brands. Shopping events are notorious for the limited lifespan of stock, which gets renewed every so-called round. Some of those rounds last about a month, some last a couple of weeks, some events open their doors only a few times a year, and some only once a year. In January this year, Second Life Destination Guide has introduced a new destinations category, which is shopping events. And that serves as yet another proof of the significance of shopping events in the residents' second lives. Welcome to the Great Unraveled. I'm Kitty Burnett, and today we're discussing Second Life shopping events. How come they are so widespread in the first place? What is their appeal to the residents? Why do new ones keep appearing? Only this September I have learned about two brand new monthly shopping events. And how do the designers and the residents feel about it? Should their amount be regulated in any way, or should we leave all the regulation to the free market? What is the future of shopping events? We will try to answer this and many other questions together. Along with our lovely audience which hosts the text floor and will participate in our discussion through the local chat, we have got a voice panel of fashion industry representatives who will help us highlight shopping events from the perspectives of their trades. So first of all, we have got an apparel designer who, despite creating quality clothes articles, stays away from shopping events. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome AbbyRose Abbot, the designer of Belladonna Couture. Excuse me. And
hello, everyone.
Abby, thank you very much for joining us. Her store is just across the Streetwear Life Plaza. Actually, I'm wearing a suit by Belladonna Couture. Thank you very much for providing me with it. I love it. And also,
thank you, Katie.
Also, we have got Suki Rexen and Jolene Carami, a team of two designers and owners of the Entice clothes brand, which many of you must know. This is a brand that is very often can be spotted at different shopping events. And not only that, Suki herself has a monthly event, Makeover Room, which is dedicated to skin and makeup. Is that right?
That is correct, yes.
All right. Ladies, thank you very much for joining us. Can't wait to hear your perspective. All right. Just like at the previous show, we will begin the discussion with a couple of questions I would like both the audience and the voice panel to answer, so we can get the idea of the situation of shopping events from everybody's perspective. Audience, please answer the questions in local chat. Voice panel, please answer these questions on voice.
I go to shopping events all the time. I have a major shopping addiction. So I go to all the events pretty much. So yeah.
Well, I've been asking about as not as a participant, but a customer, somebody who buys from them.
Yeah, she does. I don't. I never go anywhere. I never go anywhere. I sit on my sim and I work all day long, and the only time I go somewhere is if somebody needs me for something, but I don't.
Or
like
if I cheap here.
Yeah, I don't like to go to big shopping events. I just feel like it overwhelms me, I guess, is the thing.
But you participate in a lot of them.
Yes. And I run several of them.
So you do not shop at them, but you participate in them. Is that correct?
That is definitely correct.
That's interesting. Okay, what about you, AbbyRose? You're a designer who
I
does not participate in them, but what about shopping at them?
I don't participate in many of them at all. I do go to them to shop on occasion. Um, Redlyn just hit something on the head. She says that she goes to one or two a month, mostly for the free gifts. And I find that with a lot of the shopping events, people do go for the free items, as the same with hunts and various other events on the grid. And as a designer, it's nice to put out a free gift every now and then, but I find that there's more traffic coming for free items rather than to shop during these events.
Yeah, I can relate to that. Even though, like, I do not buy something unless I really, really like need it in my inventory. I cannot pass an opportunity to like get a free item or a dollar free item. And this is a really great way to attract people to shopping events.
Lots of events don't we don't have to give gifts for lots of events, and they don't do gifts because, yeah, they want actual shoppers to come. But they will offer like one or two gifts, which is fine. But we have found, like with Entice, when you do give a gift, people come and they do shop too. Like there's a good balance. So it's not just people coming to get the freebies. They really enjoy the freebies, and they also enjoy your store. So.
Okay, so freebies
An
attract
event, yeah.
people with money as well.
Yes, yeah, I believe.
Okay, that's
That-
interesting. I would
I
like
mean,
to
it's a good way to get people to come.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have learned about many stores through the fact that they offer something for free. I come to the store, I notice how good this brand is, and I remember it to show it at a later.
From my point of view as an event owner, I would say that it's basically, it depends. Like, for example, at the makeover room, we do offer a gift, but the makeover room is a skin and makeup event, and we offer a gift usually of clothing or nails. It brings people in, they see the skins, and then they buy. It actually does bring people in. But like, for example, this skin fair that I run, we do that every March. We do not offer gifts at the skin fair. And the reason for that is most of the people at the skin fair would be offering skin or makeup gifts, and if you're offering a gift of skin or makeup at a place where you're selling skins and makeup, no one's going to buy anything. So we definitely don't encourage like a specific event like that to offer things, because it detracts from the sales of other people.
Okay, that's interesting. Did you just say that if you offer a skin or a makeup item for free, it attracts less people than a clothing item?
No, it will attract people to get that, but then they won't buy the product that you're trying to sell. You know, if they can get an eye makeup for free, they're going to come and grab the free eye makeup instead of buying from 10 other designers who've created eye makeups to sell.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Okay,
I agree with Kira on that point. I've found the same thing.
Okay, that if you offer a skin or a makeup for free, they do not buy another skin or another makeup item. Something like that, right?
Well, not just skin and makeup, but anything. I mean, a free monthly gift is a nice way, you know, to reward your customers and to bring people in. However, I find with the hunts, I've actually been dragged along with one of my sisters, Second Life sisters, to hunts. And it appears that the hunt people will just TP from place to place to place and pick up the free items rather than stick around to shop and actually shop there. They may go back afterwards, but during the actual hunt, they're just TPing from one place to another.
Okay, that's an interesting point, and I would like audience to comment on that, because I believe that many of us do item hunts. Do you guys shop at places which you have found through apparel items hunts? And I would like to go back to local chat for a moment to see how people have answered the question about shopping events. Mary Jane says that she is addicted to them, and Rylene, as AbbyRose has already said, goes to about 1 or 2 events a month. That's actually not that little, mostly for free gifts, but sometimes she finds things that she will buy. Also, Lady White Falcon says that she goes to shopping events after a few days they are out, so she does not have to fight lag, and she prefers to see what's offered ahead of time. I believe through demos that designers provide. But indeed, shopping events are very laggy in the first day or two, especially those that are like monthly or even like biannual or annual. I have witnessed that myself, that's true. And let's see what the audience says about hunts. Lady White Falcon says that she does after she's done with hunt. So there are some people who do stay for like shopping after they're done with the hunt. And I would like to ask Kira. I believe you have participated in hunts, right? Well, Kira and Jolene.
Yes, we have
Yes.
participated in hunts.
Entire
Yes.
brand. All right.
Yes.
And have you witnessed any difference between how many people learn about the entire brand and shop there after you have participated in a hunt and after you have participated in a shopping event?
Honestly,
more
hunts I haven't found like have really increased sales a lot because yeah, they're hunting, but maybe later they're coming back. I'm not sure. It depends on the hunt, I guess, too. What's being offered in the hunt and like the quality of the items. I don't do hunts personally because I find that quite often it's just they throw something in there that you're like, but yeah. And yeah, so but after shopping events, like we can see our transactions and people will be at the event and then they'll come to our store right away and shop, and so it does help, I find. Yeah.
I will also say this, and I know it kind of seems crazy because a lot of times at a big shopping event, the cost of a landing point store can be quite expensive. I mean, in general, a landing point store will cost around 20,000 lindens. But having said that, the stores that are at the landing point usually make that back like multiple times. So, you know, if you do join an event, it's better if you can get a landing point store. Everyone goes to the landing point stores. And at a good event where it's organized well, people will go to all the events. I mean, we organize the skin fair so that it's easy to find every store. But there are some events where you have to travel down little streets and do little curves or whatever, and you can't find anything. So it's always beneficial to do a landing point store, and that's what we try to do when we can. And so, yeah, we do see a big increase in customers.
Is it after shopping events or a hunt, you just said?
That's for a shopping event.
So those do attract customers. when a brand participates.
Definitely. And there is a reason for that too. The reason for doing a shopping event is because you're in an event, usually with at least 40 people, sometimes more, and all of those people are advertising their products. So you're getting the benefit of the customers of 40 different people in one place. And when a person comes to your store at an event, they usually go to all the other stores also to see what's offered. So you really get customers that you normally would never ever find. With a hunt, people usually do the hunt, everybody does the hunt the same way. And you were exactly right when you said it. You hop from place to place to place. And, you know, people advertise for it, but it's usually not advertised as well because you're advertising a free item generally. So it's not advertised as well. And I don't think hunts do as well as events do.
Okay, that's interesting. So, Abby, are you by chance considering participating in shopping events now?
I could possibly in the future. I would have to see. I'm curious, Kira and Jolene, do you produce any of your own fashion shows or participate in fashion shows?
We have participated in fashion shows, yes. I don't enjoy them, really, to be honest, because it's a lot of work and you don't get the return for them, really. People do come, like, we have fashion shows and nobody will come to them. It's like, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, interesting. And
Yeah.
on that note, I would like to introduce somebody straight from the modeling industry, that one that does runways. Okay, everybody, Suki Rexen, the one who helps new models of Second Life, new and established models with the ongoing professional development, has just arrived. Suki, thank you very much for coming. Glad you could make it. Please have a seat and try to enable your voice.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Hello, Suki.
I
Yes,
can.
hello.
Okay, please have a
Hi.
seat. Good to
Okay.
see you.
Thank you so much for having me. My apologies for being late. Is my outfit resin for you or is it gray?
I see gray.
Yeah,
I
so
see
I'm
gray.
having a little trouble getting resin in today. I don't know why.
Oh,
But if you just give me a quick second, I bet you I can take care of that because these kinds of things happen to models all the time. We're standing backstage, there's a lot of lag, we can't get our outfits to resin. And sometimes if the show is very, very busy, we can't just leave because we won't get back in, you know? So we have to have a way to take care of these things. And a lot of times we're not necessarily wearing something that we have edit rights to because we're wearing a designer's outfit and they give it to us straight just by the size that we need. So
Suki, you just dressed. Congratulations. I see your romper. I see the texture of it. So please have a
thank
seat with us.
you. And then Suki is ready.
Mhm.
Okay, where shall I sit? Right next to the lovely Jolene?
Go ahead. All right, everybody, like I said, Suki Rexen, a models workshop chief executive officer who helps models with professional development. And well, she's also a model herself, of course, and a designer of jewelry, I believe, right?
Me, a designer of jewelry? Me?
Well, that's what I have read.
Oh,
Well, yeah.
that's pretty nice. No, what I do is I purchase some full perm templates off of the models workshop. Marketplace, and I attempt to remake them the best that I can. But I'm no AbbyRose, I can tell you that.
Well, you won't believe how many people do exactly the same and call themselves a designer. So
Yeah.
that
I'm
accounts for
learning,
that.
and in fact, this outfit that I'm wearing is an outfit that I'm making for a very worthy cause that's happening in Second Life starting next week called Rock Your Rack. And it's a fundraiser for National Breast Cancer.
Oh,
Gosh,
that's very nice of you guys to do that.
yeah, yeah.
So, you are going to advocate for the modeling industry, I believe, in here, which shopping events are not very friendly with, as I understand. Is that correct? Or do models get to participate somehow in this industry of shopping events?
I'm sorry, Katie, that kind of broke up a little bit. Could you just repeat the question?
Oh, yeah, of course. I just asked that from what I understand, shopping events and modeling industry are not very friendly with each other, because shopping events do not require models to display items, like runway shows or something like that.
So I have a very small booth at a shopping event called Swank. And Swank and I had a long conversation about using models. And he started to put models in and give the designers that participate in the Swank shopping event a chance to have a special item or their item of the month demonstrated. And they stand there. They used to walk the center. They used to have the center to sort of display, but then he started to carry furniture and home good type products, and so he's using the middle of his event for their displays. So now the models just stand by the store that they're representing.
All
I
right.
know, yeah, so I know that for him it works, and somebody in here just said that they love the models at Swank. The problem with using models at shopping events is that a lot of shopping event owners and or the designers want the models to be more than models. They want the models to be greeters and salespeople.
Oh,
And so
Now,
we have a,
Suki,
Go ahead.
excuse me, do the models get paid at these events?
no, they don't. They get product. And while a lot of new models at I own a school also, but it is completely independent of Models Workshop. At my school, I allow my level 3 students to go out and get jobs that are considered like they're doing an internship. And so it works for them because they're getting product and they're building up their wardrobes and they're building up their supplies. But for models that are seasoned already and are out there, it doesn't work for them because while product is wonderful to get, it doesn't pay tiers.
I would like to respectfully disagree. um, I'm just going to say there are several events that I've seen and that I've been in the past where they do use models as like a runway show. For example, we were just in SOS, the Doctors Without Borders event, and we had a one-of-a-kind item, and they did an event, a runway show to show off those items to hopefully get the bids up. So there are quite a few events that will do a fashion show along with the rest of the event just to help show off the clothing that's there. I never, just from my point of view, I never see a return from doing a fashion show. And there was another point I was going to make and I don't remember what it was right now. But I don't want to say there's anything. I don't have anything against models. I started off as a model in SL, so I completely understand where you're coming from, and I think that in it their place they do a great job. I just don't really see a benefit of it, especially at an event, because events tend to be laggy anyway. And adding models to the floor wearing, because they always have to wear their jewelry and nice shoes and great hair and all the newest mesh body parts and things, to me, it adds to the lag of the event. And I don't think that's necessary. If a designer has great photos and they offer demos, to me, that's all you need.
Well, I'm glad that you piped in, and I'm really glad to hear what you had to say. And this is going to be very fun because I like to respectfully disagree with some of the points that you made. First, let me tell you this. Pictures don't always have friends, right? Models do. And when a model is working an event, usually they tell their friends that they're working an event, and their friends come by to see them, to support them or whatever, and they end up shopping at the event. I'm sorry that you haven't seen a return using models or doing a fashion show. I know some other designers who have, and I will tell you one of the things that we started doing that really help is we started to have the designers put up vendor boards right at the fashion show, so that when the show is over, the audience can go and buy the item right there. Now, the thing that I think is really important is if the designer was able to offer the clothes at the event, at the fashion show, either at a limited amount or at a reduced price. Then people would come to the fashion show, they would see that lovely outfit, and they would not think to themselves, oh, let me try to remember what store that was. Let me try to remember to get over to that store. It would be right there. And we know from real life marketing that the items that they set up on the aisles when you're standing at the register, those are the items that people tend to pick up and buy, right? So you're at a show, you see this lovely outfit, you like it, it happens to be right over there on the wall. You can either cam over and do your cam shopping, or you can entice your audience to wait until the show is over by doing a wine and cheese with a little bit of music. That's what I do at my fashion shows. And I have it, on the other side. It's not so easy to cam over and buy. Or I'm just thinking now to my mind, maybe you could just have a cover on the board. They can't use it until the show's over. It doesn't matter. My point is they buy it and they get a 10, 15, 20% discount because they're buying it at the show.
We have done a fashion show where they are right outside, like the things they can purchase are right outside, and we do discount at events.
And does it work
pretty much all the time? We get our money back for what we spent on paying for the show, meshes, everything, and we don't get very much return. But with events, for the amount of work we have to do, we get way more return. Like, it's just not worth it to do a fashion show, really.
That's so unfortunate. I really would like to discuss this even further with you to see what we can do, because fashion shows work very, very well in real life. So I'm wondering why they're not working very well in Second Life. You don't see the way a product flows. You don't see the way a product fits from a picture. You can't necessarily get an idea of like the outfit I'm wearing. I mean, I'm wearing a mesh body, so I have to account for that when I'm wearing this outfit
I,
necessarily.
I think I have an idea about why it doesn't do so well in SL, and it's because now I've gone to many fashion shows. Like I said, I used to be in them. We've done them. I did them with my skin store long ago. We do them with Entice now. I've gone to many to support friends, and out of all of them that I've ever been to, I have never been able to see even half of what comes down the runway. Even though I arrive a half hour early, whatever, it just, things do not res as they're coming down the runway. People can't see it. And for that reason, so many people don't go to the fashion shows to begin with, even at Penumbra, which is a relatively big event, and you have maybe 6 or 7 different designers doing a show together. Literally, you have 7 people in the audience, and that's the 7 designers who made those items, and that's it.
That's got to be on the onus of the person who is producing the show. I hate to say it, but at Models Workshop, one of the people who is in charge of producing a show is Jenna Adder, and she's a remarkable show producer, and I will tell you that we do not have that problem unless the person comes to the show with a very old or weak computer or computer graphics card. They're going to see the items.
There is another thing about fashion show, because usually they display only one designer, and there is not as large of an outreach as with shopping events, where like 40 designers post in their groups that they participate in that event, and therefore people in 40 groups get to know about that event. It does not take place with runway shows.
That's a good point. I think that's very true.
Also, we're in the age where people want to just get it and get it now and get out. Like, they want it now. They don't want to sit and wait. They just, and demos, I mean, you can see it on a model and you're like, yeah, that works on them. That looks great. And it'll give you ideas, but you need to try the demo honestly to see if it's going to fit you right. Because your shapes are all, you know. And I think in real life, why fashion shows work is, yeah, because there's not the lag, there's not all that. And in real life, you trying on things is a lot harder than in Second Life. Like, it's a lot more annoying to try stuff on and clothes on in your real life body than Second Life, where you can just add it. So I think that's another thing to consider.
I like Mary Jane's idea of making the fashion show maybe a paid event where you go, but then you get like a steep discount on the items, because that way it does feel a lot more exclusive, and people love to feel special. And let's face it, I mean, everybody wants something at a really cheap price. For just, if you pay a little bit entry fee and get a steeper discount on the item, then of course that's very appealing.
Well, yeah, like Mary Jane said, Luxbox uses exactly that idea. Like, you pay a fixed price for a monthly set of different items. Mostly there are fat packs or different things. And on a certain day, you get that set of items you have paid like for in advance. But what I dislike about those events is that you don't know in advance what you are going to get, and maybe the entire set is of items is what you are not going to use ever. So, like, somehow designers need to like give people an idea of what's going to be, what people are going to get.
Well, I think that's a lot to do with customers knowing you. Like Luxbox, for example, everyone knows they're really good stores, and they know kind of what they produce, and if, like, you know, the same designers are going to be in it, so you know what you're going to get. Basically, you might not like it. Like, I've signed up for a few and I'm like, ugh. But it's a like a good way to get people to buy your stuff, but they have to know you. Like you have to have like a reputation and people know you to do something like that, I think, before people will pay before they know who you are.
So, like, if they know the brand, they know that wherever you're going to release, even if they do not in advance what it's going to be, it's going to be good. But
That's
what
true.
if what if I wear only pantsuits and like I know the designer who does great pantsuits, and I participate in one of those events, like pay in advance for what I don't know what I'm going to get, and that item is a dress.
There is
Tailored cost
the
item.
the nice thing about Luxbox is that they do offer it afterward for 500 linen more. So instead of paying 1,500, you can pay 2,000 once it comes out and you see everything that's in it. If you decide you love it and need to have that box, you can buy it for 2,000 lindens. So that is a possibility.
And I think to answer your question about you were getting something like you wanted a pantsuit and you got a dress, that's on the designer to make sure that they're giving what people expect or want. And in Luxbox, they do ask in the group if what recommendations you have for the next one or whatever. The designers are always looking to see what people want. So that's on the designer to put something that people are actually going to want, so they'll sign up next month.
Well, regular shopping events do not have that problem because, like, it's on display and people see what they buy. So, Kira and Jolene, do you think it's a good idea for like entice to participate in such an event like Luxbox and Forest?
We would love
We
to.
would kill.
But
We would
love
kill.
to. You
So,
have to be friends with the right people to get in those events.
Or you have, if they're difficult to get into, you have to have a really, really superior product that, and you have to have other things to bring to the table too, huge groups and things like that. But we're getting there. We're hopeful.
All right, Abby, you are not participating in any events yet, but if it was a requirement for your brand to stay on the grid, to participate in any of those events, which type would you prefer? Those prepaid events where people pay in advance and later on they get a box of goods, or traditional shopping events which are like a mall with different brands displayed and having a booth over there, or perhaps those sales events where every week you need to put in your store some item at a discounted price, like those 60 lindens weekends or something. Which one would you prefer of all those?
I am not entirely sure. I have, in the beginning, participated in the Nola Hellershank's 55 Linden Thursdays.
And how was the turnout? Did it
The
help?
turnout, yes, well, yes, it gets people into the stores. And again, there's probably 40 designers. But then again, I think the market has been oversaturated at this point. And, you know, people will go down through the list and go to their favorite shops or get what they want. Yeah, the fashion industry has become oversaturated. I think more so since the mesh products came out, the mesh templates, and
absolutely.
the old days, the designer actually had a Second Life template, and the designs were hand drawn. That's where we started back years ago. And now people can go on to Marketplace and get mesh templates, and I do use them now too, because it seems that that's what customers prefer. But there's more and more small shops and designers out there than there used to be. And with the 55 Linden Thursdays and the 60 Linden Saturdays and blah, blah, blah,
25 Linden
actually,
Sundays.
yeah, people are looking for that, and a lot of times a designer is putting in more money and time at our end to make the product than we're getting the return on it.
And trying to make the product unique.
Yes. As an event coordinator, I'm just going to say I agree with you. There is way too much. There are way too many events, I think, in SL right now. And I'll tell you why. It's because a lot of the established events do really well, and these other people think, that they're going to create some new fashion event and it's going to be awesome. And so you have tons of them opening up because people want to have that, their event and do well. But also you see a lot of them closing. So there might be 150 at any one time, but 50 of those aren't really well established and will be closing, and 50 more will be opening. So there is that. I will say, from the point of view of Entice, and probably Jolene could talk about this, but we see so much more traffic and income from large events that we participate in. We used to do Secret Wednesday, 55 Thursday, 60 Linden Weekends. We used to do all of those, and what we found was we were killing ourselves doing these items for these every week. We were literally like killing first of all, Jolene and I don't sleep at all. Anyway, we have problems with sleeping, so we're up all the time. But then we would be creating all these clothes, and it was literally just like our health was going downhill because of it. And we were like, we have to do something. And so we started joining these other events, and we stopped doing the weekly ones. And what we have found is that whatever money we were making from 60 Linden Weekends or 55 Thursdays or Secret Wednesdays, basically if you add all those together, we still make more than that at one regular event outside of our own store. And we've kind of shifted from having everything in our store to almost having everything out of our store. And what we hope is that people seeing our things outside in events will fall in love with our things and then want to see what else we have, and that will bring people back to our store.
It's curious. So going public works best. Not staying not keeping everything at your flagship store, but going public.
That's what we found, yes.
And lots of those events require original mesh now, which is very, very, very pricey when we have to purchase it. And yeah, they require original mesh now. And I tend to see more people go to those original mesh events than template events. And you get more back. But not always.
Yeah, not always.
No, I have participated with Suki in the past, Rock Your Rack, and I have participated in Relay for Life fashion events, and I do that for the charity, and I do back certain charities 100%. However, again, it's getting oversaturated, and you'll have people coming, participate in this one, participate in that one, and you're making unique designs for specific shows, and they're given away free to get people in there to donate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we participate in quite a few charity events, and we love giving. We really enjoy making people happy we're both people pleasers, so just like to show people like our appreciation for coming to our store and all that. We will give away freebies. We will participate in charity events, and also because we believe in the charity, of course. But yeah, I think it's yeah, it just seems like every day we get a new invite for a charity, and we're just trying so hard to keep up with it. It's really hard.
It is very hard. It's time consuming.
Oh,
Charity events have really done a lot, though, to sort of wake up the fashion, I guess, commerce. Wouldn't you say that it really has sort of brought people to the events? People love being involved in something that benefits in real life. They tend to go against these bid wars and pay a little bit more for an item than they would have if it was just from a show or in a store.
I agree, especially
I
if
agree
it's,
too.
yeah, especially if it's for a charity that they love. I mean, we have a great support person that helps us with Relay for Life things, and we couldn't live without her, to be honest with you. She does amazing things for us, and because of that, we're able to give a lot to Relay for Life. But yeah, it depends on if somebody really supports something, they will come out and buy or bid high on auction items and things like that. So it is a great way to raise money, I think. I mean, I've been considering doing one for animal charities. It's just I have to find time. I have to find time.
Belle Roselle's from Chop Suey did one for what is it called? WWF, Worldwide Animal Fund.
Yeah, that's the one I've been looking into, so that's kind of funny. Okay.
She raised in one single day 500 USDs to be donated.
oh wow.
Yes, it was fabulous. And so she did a complete line of animal jewelry, not jewelry for your animals, you understand, just jewelry that looks like animals. She did a complete line for the event, and then afterwards as a thank you. I want to go back to something you guys were talking about a little bit ago. Is that okay?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, Ran. No animals were harmed in the making. If anything, they completely benefited.
Right, just say something.
Okay, let's.
Message. Let's see what she says. I have been modeling this mess on Second Life for over 5 years. Designer a lot has changed a lot. Demand for designers to do onesies for events is so high, and it makes in the in-store sales tough if they're designed for the events, like Kira said. Being a coordinator of events and contests, it's tough for us event coordinators to bring people back to the stores. Wow. Yeah, that was one mouthful. Oh my god. Yeah, I was wondering, like with new events appearing each month, do you on a lookout for new events to participate in, or do you choose several events to participate, and stick with?
Honestly, yes, we're always looking for new events to join, but we have become very picky about what we join, because, well, I mean, we only have so much time. We're completely full, really, at the moment, and I think the only way that we would join a new event is if we felt a better one were to come along for us. Yeah, so I think that's where we stand on that. Is just we're looking. There are certain ones that we would love to be invited to. If we're invited to them, we have a certain number or certain ones that we would drop in order to start the new ones. I think we're kind of at a maximum of what we can do right now between the two of us.
We're working ourselves to the bone every single day.
That's probably what everyone wants to avoid with participating in shopping events.
Yeah, I would think so. I would think the people who are doing multiple events per week, I mean, last week I think we had a new release every single day. So, and this week, or like the last 2 weeks, I think we had about 12 new releases that we had to do. And I recently had a death in the family, so I had to take off a couple of weeks.
Sorry to
And
hear that.
thank you. But it was really hard. I was actually a little bit ahead when that happened, and then this was a very sudden thing, and so I was away most of the time for 2 weeks. Well, I came back, but I didn't really feel like doing anything much. And because
I
of
got
that,
sick
like,
at the same time.
yeah, and she was sick at the same time, and we were just dying trying to catch back up. I think we just caught up like yesterday, so we went and played some games because we're like we need a break.
You could have come to the circus that was happening over at Lemoore. It's a fundraiser also for breast cancer. They were.
Oh yeah, I know Ava Drummond very well. So yep, I
Yes.
just I needed a break.
Yeah.
We needed a no SL time.
Oh yeah, no SL. Oh, you mean outside of SL? Oh, that's a
Yeah.
Yep.
gosh, that is so important for your real human health. A lot of people don't realize how sucked in you can get to Second Life, and you just don't get out of this chair. Oh my gosh. My avatar gets way more exercise than I ever do.
My doctor actually said that to me recently. She said, your bones are not as strong as they should be. And she's like, for your weight, because I'm a little overweight. And she said, your bones really are not in as good a shape as they should be. She's like, it's almost like you just sit on the couch all day long. And I was like, I do.
All right,
I
ladies,
know.
let's not get to real life too much, please.
Oh gosh, we were on a segue. We were going down the nasty road.
Yeah, we were.
Heading for those potholes. Let me just say a couple of things, I guess, in support of models. I didn't understand what you were talking about when you were discussing, a little while ago, you were discussing an event that Kira, you're the one that said it was very elite and hard to get into. And I think, Jolene, you added that they require original mesh.
Yes, many events now that are hard to get into require original mesh.
Weren't you talking about something called the lunchbox?
No.
Luxbox.
Oh, Luxbox.
Oh, Luxbox. No wonder I got confused. Okay, the Luxbox. I wanted to learn a little bit from you more about that, and then I wanted to get in touch with them myself on behalf of Models Workshop. Models Workshop, first of all, we support new models, and we support model wannabes, and we support models that have been in the industry for a long time. We support designers, we support photographers, we support show writers, scripters, backstage, etc. If you are in the fashion industry in any aspect, then you can come to Models Workshop. We do a lot of workshops, hence our name, on specific areas. So we're not a school, we're not like a school, and we don't take over anything that the schools do. What we do is we focus in on things that are specific areas, like how to remake an alpha layer so that the outfit fits you better, or make your own outfit layer.
Excuse me, but if you're going to introduce our audience to the models,
No, I'm heading in a direction to come back around and sort of support why designers. Oh, okay. I apologize. I'm trying to come back around I guess, to support using models. Why using live avatars works, and how we benefit the industry and how we can benefit the designers. And if it's not benefiting, then I want to have a open forum conversation at Models Workshop and invite you, Jolene, Kira, AbbyRose, KT, anybody else who would like to come and discuss what needs to change. Okay, because models are very, we're a very intricate part of this industry, and I don't want to see models fall to the wayside and get replaced by vendor board pictures, especially when a lot of designers don't have very well-made vendor pictures or vendor ads.
So Suki, I would like to ask you, as a follow-up, how do you envision the role of models, with these shopping events, taking over Second Life fashion industry? How do you envision that future of models?
How I envision models helping and promoting. There's a lot of areas where just having someone who is alive for all intents and purposes, being a part of something can bring a plethora of support, information, questions, comments to the designers. A figure can't give feedback to the designer about an area that is troublesome, or can you make this area a little bit better, or whatever. Models can. It's actually why real life designers use models. Let's think about that for a second, okay?
Well, real life and Second Life have different dynamic. So
you're right, but some real life designers have actually started using avatars. Did you know that? So real life designers have started using avatars, because an avatar can move and twirl and they can look over and see where would this fall, where does this go. It saves them about $10,000 using a real life person to stand there and do the same thing, right? So as avatars, we actually are getting closer and closer to that blurry line. You know what I mean? And when you're a designer, like these two ladies and AbbyRose was saying, and you spend hours sitting in front of the computer to produce pixels that are going to come together and look realistic, when you do that, you're so close to that line that blurs between Second Life and real life. You understand what I'm saying? And so you can't just rely on using vendor board pictures to do all of your retailing. You need the help of models. And if fashion shows aren't doing their job, then I want to know why. And then I want to get together with a group of people I know, like Red Jess and Ava Jamin, Jamie Sandalwood. You know what I mean? Jen Adder, people who are good at producing and marketing, okay? And I want to find out, what can we do to help promote you, the designer, and make it worthwhile for you to continue investing all that you do, okay, for the commerce of more than just Second Life, you know? I mean, once you start investing real money into Second Life, you start looking for some kind of return, don't you?
Well, I think the
That's
question
what you can.
really isn't to the designers what's going to make us invest. It's to what people are looking for. Like, we'll invest if people are going to come. Like, so it should be a question to the public. What are you looking for fashion models to do, instead of back at the designer? Like, we just want to produce and make things that people love. And yeah. So it's really out to the public. It's not up to us. Like, we are just doing what the public wants. Like, we're trying our best to please. So it's really up to them. And we make what we like, yes. So, yeah. It's really
Demos,
out to the public.
excuse me. I just want to say that with demos, kind of the purpose of seeing how the outfit flows, as Suki has put it, avatars can try it themselves and see how it flows when they wear it.
Right.
So,
So why a model? Because, like, let me ask the designer sitting here a question. And my question is, how easy is it for you to put out all the demos that you need to put out for the outfits that you make?
It takes
Actually, really
literally a few
easy to make
minutes.
demos. Yeah.
Once you've done the outfits, the demos, literally is a box linking to it and changing the name to demo. That's it.
And then you just make sure that that box can't be removed, right? And that's why
Right.
we
Our
walk
items are
around with
copy only.
signs over our head. Okay.
Exactly.
mhm.
In this day and age, if you don't offer a demo, you're just crazy. No one will buy anything without a demo.
That is true. I can attest to that. All right, we have got a question from the audience. Lady White Falcon would like to know. I think this is addressed to the owners of the Entice, Jolene and Kira. What are your favorite shopping events to participate in, and why? How do you choose shopping events to participate?
Well, we choose events based on, I mean, there's several things that we look at. We generally do, of course, all the Pale Girl production events because those are my events and we do really well at those. But we also choose events that have designers whose things we love. We've actually quit events because of the quality of the designers in it. And I'm not trying to be snooty about that or anything. Like, I don't want to demean anybody because I don't care who you are in here or what you make, there are always customers who are going to buy your items, always, because everybody has their own taste and certain people like certain things, and that's fine, and that's what makes us all work. But for us, we're always trying to improve the quality of our items and the things that we can offer, and so we try to kind of align ourselves in events where the people are sort of doing the same things that we're doing, or that we feel have the same quality items that we have. So that's kind of how we choose our events. Also, you know, we've been in some events where the designers that are in it are amazing, but you know, if we spend 100,000 lindens to buy a mesh for that, and then we only make 8,000 lindens back, the chances are we're not going to participate in that event anymore after that. So there have been events with big designers in them that we've quit just because maybe the things that they're making don't necessarily fit the style of clothing or whatever that we do. So, but basically
Maybe
we
made the wrong thing for that event. Yeah.
yeah,
To
it
sum
could
it
be.
up, what kind of events do you like to participate in, like in general?
To be my personal favorite is original mesh, because you really get to just make what you really want to make. Like, you don't have to go buy a template and try and make it original and all that. Like, you see some clothes and you just want to make them into SL clothes, and you just, try and recreate. Like, you get to be more creative. I enjoy it so
agree.
much.
About 6 months ago or 8 months ago, maybe, we switched to original mesh events. And since then, our sales have gone up and we love what we're doing. Like, we really, truly love it. So I would agree with that.
Okay, that's interesting. So original mesh events is going to be the answer.
So, one of the classes that I teach over at Models Workshop is I teach how to lay a texture down on top of a template. And what I do is I have someone go, I use a share screen program, and I have everyone go to Marketplace and buy a relatively cheap, inexpensive outfit that's full perm. And then we go into GIMP together using a share screen, and I teach everyone how to lay texture down on top of the product. Then I have them bring it in World, and everybody puts on what they just made. And then I take the outfit that everyone bought, unbeknownst to them, I have already had it from a designer in Second Life who has not only made it, but has added to it, filled in curves, done more shadowing, maybe even added gems and jewels or flexies or whatever to it, and made it really something spectacular, and then I put that one on. And then the point that I'm making, and the whole reason I'm doing the lesson, is I want models to understand the difference between quantity and quality. And then I want models to be able to be smart about who they're doing pictures for and who they're doing fashion shows for, and I want them to be able to support the new designer, but I really want them to be able to say to a new designer, basically, you have to be a designer and not just someone who's good at Photoshop and can drop some layers down over top of a texture. And that goes off of something that Jolene was saying, is that you enjoy being a designer, you make this original mesh, or if not, you are able to take some other mesh bisque product and add so much to it that you truly are designing.
So you teach them to appreciate the original work, the original mesh.
I don't teach them how to make original mesh. No, not at all.
You teach them to appreciate it.
I teach them to appreciate original mesh. I teach them to appreciate a designer. For example, I have an outfit from AbbyRose. I know that it's older. It's one of her older items, Abby, and it's not from your original mesh, but it's a template, okay? But there isn't any way, without going to, I guess, a good graphic school and coming back being some kind of graphic artist, that I could even come close to what she was able to do. So it's like teaching that when a designer is asking 600 linden for a dress, okay, are the seams matching? Are there gaps? Gosh, I don't know how. Basically, the quality. I mean, are there shadows, enough shadows to make it look like you're flat-chested or not flat-chested, or flat butt or not flat butt, whatever. You know what I mean? When you put on an item where someone just laid a color texture down over a mesh map, you don't get the same quality as when you go and you buy something from Belladonna or from Entice or from any of the other great quality designers.
All right. Thank you very much for your input, Suki. And we've got another question from the audience. Arion Vella would like to know, so many clothes now have sparkles and glitters and active jewels that don't show up on vendor reports. When she wears it, the outfit shows all the details. Isn't that a good thing? I believe it's to designers.
And that's another good point, Ariane, for using models because uh,
Well, let's hear what designers think about it.
I think
I
it's a good point for
agree.
using demos.
Okay,
Like-
well,
Well,
let's begin with AbbyRose.
well, I agree with using models. I've supported models and models workshop since the beginning. Actually, Suki did Belladonna, the first show for us, and I think we had 53 or mid 50s at that sim.
70 people.
It
We
was
broke
full.
it. Yeah,
We crashed the sim,
we did.
and even a demo. Um, I still find a lot of people that will say, "Well, I have a mesh body," or "I don't have a mesh body," and blah blah blah. Whereas they can see an outfit styled actually several ways. One of my last shows, in the finale, it was the same outfit, different colors, and each of the models styled it differently. And people can actually see what kind of variety will come out of an outfit that way. Whereas if they're just seeing it on a board or a demo, and they try on the demo and it doesn't quite fit their shape or whatever, a lot of new, not necessarily even new avatars, but people come in and they have their shape and they don't adjust it or they don't know how to adjust it, whereas
Right,
they
they don't
can
know how
see it on a
to.
model. Right, exactly. So I'm 100% for using models.
And
I
some
think
model, I'm sorry, Kira. So sorry.
it's okay. No, I was just gonna say, I think you're right, and I think it was said earlier too. A lot of people just don't know how to take good photos of their items, and honestly, those people should hire someone to do it because um, we take excellent photos. We do not Photoshop them at all. And because I don't believe that you should Photoshop your items if you're going to be selling them, people should see it how it looks when you take the snapshot. The only Photoshopping we do is to add our logo and to add a description of what you get in the box, etc. But it's just a plain old snapshot. Um, so if people did take good photos, you can clearly see, and we dress for our photos. I mean, we accessorize and things like that. If people want to know where we got something, all they have to do is ask. We definitely tell them because I support the people whose products we buy. If we buy a hair and we love it and we wear it in an ad, of course I'm going to tell you where I got it because I want those people to stick around. And also I think it really depends on having a good group. Our group, I love the people in our group so much. If somebody comes in and says, hey, I bought this outfit, it's not really fitting right, there's like 20 people in there to help educate the person on how to, wear the item properly. And a lot of times, even this morning, I had an IM from someone saying, hey, I love this dress that you made, but it doesn't say it comes in matria sizes. And people don't know. And sometimes you just write to them. And I said to her, every single photo that you see in our store, every one, we're wearing our Maitreya bodies. We love Maitreya. So, I mean, we love that body. That's the one that we use. So if you see it on us, if you see it in our photo, that's what we're wearing. What people don't realize is that even though we don't necessarily offer a size specifically for Maitreya, if you wear your alphas with your body that came with the body, then you can wear the clothes. So we educate people about that, and it makes people happy. They learn new things, and then they come and buy more clothes because they realize they can fit into everything.
Mm.
I do agree
So,
that models do bring they can show very cool accessorizing and how your outfit can look the best, but it's just getting people to come in and actually see that. Where I'm all for using models, but people don't come. So I just
Well,
don't know what to do.
what if, in the last year or two, we had the birth of the blogger model. And now at Models Workshop and also at my private school, we teach a lot about how to blog and how to take good pictures. And going along something that Kira said, while I may not agree with you 100%, that you don't Photoshop a picture, you do actually make the point that you can use your win light, your settings, your background, your design, how you're wearing your outfit. Are you wearing the right colors for you, or whatever, so that you are taking a good raw picture, and you're right, it's better than standing on one of those studio boards with a background.
Yeah, absolutely. We take excellent photos because we want people to. The key to any business owner, if anybody's listening and you want to know the truth about how to make your store better, is to give people a picture to look at that is so amazing they want to become what's in the picture. That's the truth.
When we're taking our photos, we honestly just move into the poses and look, and we're like, oh, I like that. And we do what we like. And that's the key thing. If you like it, other people are going to like it if you're good at what you do, of course. If you have bad days, I don't know. But if you like it, then other people are going to like it too. So yeah.
Do you use yourselves on your vendor boards?
Always.
Yes, we
never
do.
use models. Yeah.
Why
it's just too much. It's too much hassle to try to arrange times that they can meet. Sometimes we're doing things last minute. We just don't have time to wait on somebody to come, get everything ready, get on a pose stand, find the right pose. It's just so much easier for us to do everything ourselves.
Now, what if you had an agency where you could know that you're going to have a well-trained stylist and a well-trained photographer, or even just a natural artist, be able to do this work for you and send it right back to you? Wouldn't that save you some time of having to do your own?
I like having that control. I like having
Yeah.
that control on what I put out, honestly. I don't want someone else's vision. I want my vision to go out.
I agree with that. We have our own style, we do our own thing. And like I said, I feel like we're bashing models, and I'm really not. I swear to you, I'm not. I definitely see where models can be used well. Just for us and our purposes, it works well for us to do it ourselves. Like I said, most of the time it's last minute. We don't have time to wait for a team to come together and do our products and get it back to us. The other night, I literally finished something a half hour before I was supposed to set up. That's just how we work. We have just that many things.
So
Do you ever change your hair or your appearances at all, or do all your
I
boards?
change every
Always.
single day.
For every photo, we change what we're wearing.
And I change my avatar in multiple times a day even.
Skins, hair, makeup, jewelry, nails, we change everything.
See, that is a huge feather in your cap, okay? Because what a lot of people tell me is how turned off they are when they walk into a store and the vendor board picture is usually all the same. It's the same person, and it's usually the designer, and the designer isn't necessarily a trained model like you said you were, Kira, who knows how to basically style, dress, put your proportions together, look presentable, more than presentable, look like a model, which models have always been held to a higher level of appearance than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the word model.
Right.
So that's
All
a feather
right.
in your cap. But anybody out there, if you are a budding designer or you are an experienced designer and you don't have time or the knowledge on how to take your own vendor board pictures, instead of filling up your store with boring pictures, basically it all blends into one and you don't see the individual outfits after a while. Instead of doing that, just contact me. I will set you up with some very well-trained models and photographers, and we will do your vendor boards. Just contact me at Models Workshop.
So Suki proposes using models with shopping events by using models to take pictures for these vendors, which will then go to shopping events.
And I'll tell you something else, KT. There's another value in using a model to take your vendor board picture, okay, which is one day I was walking through the mall. This was a few years ago. I was a pretty new model, and I was walking through a mall, and I saw a store, and I was like, oh my God, I didn't even know that this designer would do a satellite store. Let's go into her store. So we walk into her store, and I was like, oh my God, look at that picture, that model, that picture looks just like me. And we zoom in closer, and lo and behold, it is me. And so
That's
then I'm IMing all of my friends and being like, I'm on a vendor board, I'm on a picture, you know what I mean? And I'm sorry, ladies, I cannot say whether or not that put more money into that designer's pocket, but I certainly put at least 20 people into her store, did something for her traffic at least.
So
Now,
models yeah, what's up?
I have
Go
a
ahead, Deb.
question on another type of event. You'll see designers every now and then have contests where people buy their outfit or whatever and come together and do a show.
And get a
I think
title.
it's a process of elimination. Now, do any of you back those type of shows or events?
We honestly thought that was a brilliant idea, but we have never done one like that.
What you
But
need
yes,
to
we
be
thought it was
careful
brilliant.
about, from a model's perspective, let me just say, there's a designer or two in Second Life who have offered a coveted title that that models like to have. It's like becoming cover girl, the makeup cover girl, and then this, a model, or Ellen DeGeneres becomes the cover girl. It's huge, right? But sometimes it costs the model a lot of money to join the contest because there are specific items in the store that they have to buy, and then the challenge is to style it.
See, we disagree with that. If we were to do something like that, people could use anything, including group gifts, things from our boards, lucky boards, etc. I don't think it's fair to say someone has to pay you something to join a contest that you're running. That's just wrong. In real life, you don't have to buy things. In Second Life, you shouldn't have to buy things to join a contest. I mean, that's ridiculous. And you shouldn't have to beg your friends to come spend money to vote for you. Like, that's just ridiculous. I'm sorry. It's not about popularity contest. For us, it would be, do we love your photo? That's how it would be. And like I said, it could be a freebie. I don't care.
Amen to that. Thank
Yes, I
you.
agree too. I agree. I know years ago, was it Basel? Kimera Madison used to put together a box of different outfits, free box, and the people would come and get their free box of items and put together an outfit and compete that way. And
Yep.
it was very interesting.
Yep. And we did an event at Models Workshop using Libra designs. Libra came in, and he would hand the model an outfit, a gown, whatever, that she had not seen before. It was I think he even went ahead and created like 10 or so many items for the event, you know what I mean? But he came in, and that model had X number of minutes to style it up. okay? And we did this round where they had off to the side, I built little dressing rooms, 3, 4 people would get this item, they'd go off to the side, and they would have to come back out and see how well they were able to design that in 3 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever it was, and then we gave prizes for that, including the dress, of course, is considered part of the prize.
That's another idea actually for introducing residents to shopping events. Not to shopping events, but to brands other than shopping events, like an alternative to those.
It's a lot
Like
of fun. I think people really like it. And you know what? You don't have to be a model to partake in it. There's a lot of people in Second Life that are fashionistas of their own right, and they're not models.
So like they come to the place, they are provided with items that they can style, something like this, and several designers provide those items, and then they participate in the contest, show off how they styled it, and get graded.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's an idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a cute idea, actually.
AbbyRose, would you participate in something like this?
Oh, I definitely would participate, yes.
Okay, that's something to consider. Okay, ladies and audience, I can see that this conversation can go on forever, so many great ideas, and I bet we can come up with many more, but we have only so much time, so we have to wrap it up. I would like to have some final words from all of you, starting with Abby.
Well, I'd like to thank you for inviting me to this panel. It's been very informative, and it's very nice to get to know Kira and Jolene. I know Suki, so thank you, KT.
I appreciate your participation, AbbyRose, your input. Next, we've got Kira.
Yes, I also appreciate this. I was actually petrified to come here today because I really had no clue what was gonna happen. But I really appreciate everything that I've heard today and the different points of view. And I mean, we've definitely learned some things here today. So thank you to everyone. It was nice meeting all of you, and just thank you.
Oh, we are freestyling, so don't worry about saying anything wrong, because like there's nothing wrong.
Thank you.
And next we've got Jolene. Final words, please.
So yeah, thank you for having me. I'm a very shy person. I do not talk much at all. If anyone knows me, yeah, I don't talk.
Well, your input was very great.
So yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate this opportunity very much, and I appreciate all of your inputs. Thank you.
And finally, Suki.
Oh, hi, I'm Suki, and thank you very much for having me here and being a part of this panel. Like Kira, I was a little nervous to be here, and like Jolene, I'm very shy. Can't you tell? I'm kidding. Just kidding. And I know AbbyRose a long time, and that is a quality human being over there.
And thank you.
You're welcome, and I look forward to getting to know Kira and Jolene a little bit better, because there were a couple of things that you ladies have said that have sparked my interest. So you will be hearing from me, as long as you don't mind.
We don't mind.
And to the audience for coming, thank you very much for all the comments that you've made and all the support that you've shown and the questions that you asked. KT, this was an unbelievable experience. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Suki. I'm very glad that you have managed to join us after all, and like bring your own input, your own opinion on shopping events. And to everybody in the audience, thank you very much for your input. You cannot believe how valuable it is to hear from people what they think about shopping events, what their experience was, what they would like to see. So believe me, you have brought a lot to us. So next show is going to be in 2 weeks. You can join the Streetwear Live subscriber. It's right in the corner to know about the upcoming event, and the topic that we're going to discuss is the show, The Great Unraveled, is taking place every other Sunday at 11 a.m. Well, so far it's the fixed time. So next time we're going to have the new topic, and we would like to have you. You will be heard. Thank you very much.
Thank
Nick?
you.